Hello there everyone, Ashnflash here, and welcome on into my official field guide for the LEGO Marvel Studios minifigure series. And I know that this is going to be a very sought after series, and so many of you guys are going to try and go out and feel these probably for the first time. I know that a lot of you are even picking up minifigures for the first time, like some of you have never even bought a blind bag, and I'm here to help you with that. And I'm gonna be honest with you, this is probably one of the most difficult series that I have made a field guide for, because if you didn't know, you could see on screen here, each of them actually come with these little superhero stands. They introduced this with the DC superhero series, and they put it here. So every single figure comes with that 1x2 black piece, as well as a stand. And here's the difficult thing. Some of them, I would be saying, hey, feel for this tile, or feel for this piece, and different things like that, and it's going to get more complicated because now there's extra pieces inside here. So it just adds to the pressure of things, not to mention that 4 of the characters have shields, and oh my goodness. So we're going to go in order of the checklist here. If you haven't seen yet, we do have a unboxing of an entire box. Now, it was sent to me sealed by LEGO. I don't know if that's actually the case. If you find a box in store, if it'll be the exact same. I hope it is, but if it is the exact same, there'll be 3 of each character in every box. And with mine, they seem to be packaged together and they would repeat. So like it was Wanda and then Vision, Wanda and then Vision, Wanda and then Vision, and then the next group of characters. So I'm not too sure if that is the case again. I just got to preface that because I know that with Looney Tunes, some boxes were really crazy. So anyways, let's go ahead and let's go through the order here on the checklist. And speaking of that checklist, before we get started with Wanda, I do also want to mention, of course, if you're unfamiliar with minifigure series, they all come with the black stands that you just saw them all on before, as well as this checklist. So in every single one of these, you are going to be feeling these 2 things included in each and every single one of the bags. Some of them are actually in a bag themselves. You'll find a smaller bag inside. But when you're feeling, you cannot feel that bag really at all. So don't worry about that. But with Wanda here, I think it's quite simple what you're feeling for. Her hair and tiara combo. Capes aren't in boxes or anything like that, but the Power Blast pieces, I think, are another good thing to feel for. There's nothing really like that in the series that you would mistake that for, I would say, so go for that. There'll be 2 of them included, and this, you could easily slide your finger inside there, and you could definitely tell that it is Wanda. Vision, you might be thinking, is difficult to feel for because he doesn't have any hair or anything. And I would say that's not the case since his accessories are quite unique. And you could definitely feel these pieces inside here, the book pieces. Now you gotta be careful, you don't want to confirm Vision by feeling for this 1x2 tile here because like I said before, they all come with the little pieces here that you saw. So don't get those confused. But honestly, if I were to remove everything here from the book, if I take it all apart, the book piece here at its core is just so unique. You would definitely be able to feel for this. Monica here is probably one of the easiest figures to feel for because of this hairpiece. It is the most unique hairpiece here in the whole series. It is the largest one as well, so you could definitely feel for that, as well as this helicopter. This is made up of a ton of different pieces, but what's interesting to note about this is that most of them actually have duplicate pieces with the little claw piece there, as well as the pole and the front cheese slope. So you'll be getting duplicates of those. And there's just so many pieces. Add those to the superhero stands. This figure, there is no mistaking it because this has the most pieces out of any of the 12 figures. Now here's where I would say things start to get a little more complicated. 4 of the characters have shields like I've mentioned, and this is the first one that we're coming across. When it comes to Bucky, he does actually have the knife here. And the knife, if you've never seen before, there is actually 2 knives included, and you have to separate them there. So I've already popped off this knife, of course, but you would feel that in there. It is a very unique piece. It could be broken from other people feeling through the bag, but I kind of doubt that. It is not the easiest to do. You've really got to pull it apart. Like, look at this. Like, I'm trying to play around with it. If it is twisted, it falls off, but the chances of that, I mean, again, you could be going in after someone else's felt, so I wouldn't rule it out. But you can't go with the shield piece because there's 3 other characters. I'd say the only other thing you can go for is this hairpiece. This is a very common hairpiece. It does come in a lot of different sets and cheap sets as well. So I would definitely say if you have it just at home before you go out, just kind of feel what it feels like. Even if you've got like a bag or something lying around, throw it in there because you do have to feel what this feels like. Yeah, it's easy to feel in your hand, but in a bag, it is a little bit different, but you would definitely be able to feel this, I would say. Got to be careful with feeling for the hair here because you don't want to mistake it for Peter's hair. If you do want to confirm it by going for the hair, I would say then you go for the shield. Because really, the only other person with a shield and hair is Sam, but that is such a flat piece that there's really no mistaking it. Plus, you'd feel that giant wing piece. And speaking of Sam, this is very simple figure to feel for. This whole piece here, if I remove it, you can see just what this piece looks like. It is huge, that piece. It is a single piece if I remove this triangle as well. Like, this is one piece. Do I even need to say feel for anything else here for Sam? Here's Loki, and I would say you could do a couple of things here. You could go for the hair. I wouldn't recommend it since maybe you might mistake it for Captain Carter's or maybe even Wanda's just because of the length, but you've got the mug, and you could definitely feel the mug. It is very unique there with the handle. You could definitely do that, but Throg is probably your best bet to confirm it because this is just such a unique piece. There's no mistaking this thing for anything else in the entire series. For Sylvie, I'd say this is another good example of an easy figure. She actually comes with a second machete piece, so not only do you get one, you also get a second one included in the bag, so you could feel for that. But the hairpiece itself is very unique. Like, just look at this thing. Not only is it able to have like a giant hole there that you would be able to kind of fit your finger in inside the bag, you'd also have this horn piece, and there's no mistaking the point there and then no point on the other one. So that's definitely easy to feel for. But again, you've also got Alligator Loki here, or Croaky as the internet calls him, so I wouldn't worry too much about her. She's one of the easier ones. So here we have the Zombie Hunter Spider-Man, and you might think it's pretty simple, but honestly, the cape you won't be able to feel for at all. The thing that I would say to feel for would probably be the rope piece there for the web. That's another one. But honestly, something that I always feel in the bags are the heads. Now, they are really tiny in the size of the bag, like when you're looking at the grand size of it and you're shifting it all around. But there's going to be two of them. No other figure in the series has two heads. Not to mention that there is the hair piece there. So again, going back to Bucky, you got to be a little careful that you're not feeling for Peter's hair. You gotta be careful and go for the two heads, I would say. Here's the zombie Captain America. And I would probably, I'm tempted to deem this the most difficult figure to feel for because his only accessory is the shield. Everyone else does come with something else or has something else to give them away. For the zombie Captain America, I would say this piece here. And if you're not too sure, let's say that you really don't want to risk it, go out, get that Captain America mech, and you could feel and just practice with what this would feel like there. It is very unique. There's nothing really else like it in the series. You would definitely be able to feel that inside the bag. But again, these shields, having 4 of them, oh my goodness. And speaking of those shields here, don't go for the shield at first. I'd say go for this hairpiece, and then you go for the shield. So you might think that's Loki's or Wanda's, like I said before, and then you've also got the shield to confirm that because, of course, they don't have a shield. And then here, you've also got 3 1x1 tiles there. Again, because you get an extra one, you would feel it in the bag, but I don't know, you might mistake it for the 1x2 tile, so I wouldn't risk going for that. Here is T'Challa as Star-Lord, and you've got the 2 blasters. I would definitely say go for that. And this helmet, it is a little bit different than the Captain America one because it is complete around. Like, there's no mistaking that. You can't really fit your finger on the sides there or anything like that. But you've also got this hairpiece. And the blasters, I think, are probably the best giveaway for him. And here's Gamora. I feel like I keep forgetting about her. And this is another one that you might mistake the hairpiece for the other characters that I've already mentioned in this video. But specifically with her, she actually comes with 2 of the lightsaber hilt pieces there, so you will feel that, but she does have the 2 teeth, I'd like to call them. So it's definitely possible that you would go for those, I would say. They are a little bit rubbery as well, so they're very flexible. That's very unique to other pieces, I would say. Like, it's even a little bit more hard than the machete here. They're definitely more rubbery, so you could feel for that. But honestly, this hairpiece in general is definitely more unique than the other females ones, as well as Loki. Loki's hair because it actually has this strand here in the front, and that really gives you a big gap there that you would feel in the bag when you're actually feeling for them. But there you have it, everyone. That is my feel guide for the Marvel Studios minifigure series. Again, thank you to LEGO for sending this to me early to do all these videos for, so you could check out my opening as well as the review, and we're going to do some more videos coming out very, very soon about that. And if you want to as well, subscribe and turn on the bell notification so you don't miss out on the latest LEGO Marvel superheroes news and reviews, because we're getting the Eternal sets really, really soon from LEGO, so excited about that. But I hope you guys did enjoy this video, and I hope you all have a great day. I will see you all in the next one.